Have you ever imagined that you could lose and achieve long-lasting weight loss while drinking your favorite alcoholic beverages like cocktails and wines? We know it sounds too good to be true, but you don't have to completely give up alcohol to reach your weight loss goals. And in fact, with a few little clever strategies and some mindful drinking, you can absolutely drink the alcohol that you want and lose weight and keep it off.
Hi, I'm Tammy.
I'm Lisi.
We are the Nutrition Twins, registered dietitians and personal trainers, and today we are sharing with you the same strategies that we share with our clients that have helped them to lose weight while enjoying their favorite alcoholic beverages.
Hi Frank, hi Susan.
Hi guys.
Thanks for watching. We are so excited to share these with you today. And as you know, all of our clients know that we are all about moderation, not deprivation with whatever we do if we want to achieve long-lasting weight loss success. So when it comes to alcohol, of course, we are no different, and we've got some great tips for you.
Let's cheers to that.
Cheers, cheers. Oh,
no alcohol
it's
here.
water, PG version.
Okay, strategy number one, and we know this one might sound trite, but we're doing it first because it's that important and it is a game changer. So here's why. The first thing you want to do is determine in advance how many drinks you're going to have. This is why it's so important. It's because if you're out at a bar or you're at a party and the drinks are just free flowing and you don't have a number in your head as to a number to stick to, you're just, anything that comes your way, sure, why not another? But,
And you drink willy-nilly.
yes, but when you have a number in your head, it makes you slow down, you're going to enjoy your drinks, and you actually set a limit for yourself, so you're very well aware that when that limit comes, that's where you'll stop.
And what we have to say for sure is that one thing we highly recommend is writing that number down or saying it out loud. There's something about both of those that holds you accountable and commits you to it. And we used to always, when we'd go out, we had a similar situation that would happen with hors d'oeuvres when we'd go out on the town when we first moved to New York. And we'd be at these cocktail parties and hors d'oeuvres would be passed and we'd be hungry. And one would show up, another would show up, and before we knew it, we'd had 100 of these little hors d'oeuvres. And so we had to draw the limit. And we'd go, every time before we'd go, I'd say, I'm gonna have this many. And she'd say, I'm gonna have this many. And I would hold her accountable, because you better believe if I saw her having more than one, I'd be like, what are you doing?
No.
I'm just kidding. But
Not
it
at
is
all.
good to
It
hold
is,
you accountable.
because originally when we went to these cocktail parties, we're like, oh yeah, why not another? Why not another? And then we're like, I don't think I even like that. So when you're a little more strategic about how many you're going to have and where to draw the limit, it really works well.
And Frank, enjoy your vacation. There might be some cocktails that you're having there. So I'm imagining that if you are, that some of these tips are going to come majorly in handy. And this next tip, strategy number 2, is one of our all-time favorites. It's make sure that you make alternating, or actually, I'm sorry, let me take that back. Make sure that the every other rule is easy. And, alternating an alcoholic drink with a delicious, low-calorie, alcohol-free beverage is one of the best ways to save calories and to eat and to drink less alcohol, consume less alcohol. But the key is that drink that you stay away, the drink that makes you stay away from alcohol has to be super tempting in order for you to stay away from it. Now, a lot of people tell us, oh, well, I can do that with soda. I really like soda. Now, of course, soda is very high in calories and sugar. And they think, oh, well, although diet soda is calorie-free, it's really not a good option either. And if you've been seeing the headlines lately, then you probably know what we've been seeing in the research for years, and that's that aspartame, which is NutraSweet, has been shown to do DNA damage, and it's actually possibly carcinogen. And on top of that, other research is showing that aspartame, saccharin, and diet drinks all mess up the gut microbiome, and they make our body store more fat around the stomach, in between the muscles, and viscerally. So visceral fat stored from diet sodas, diet drinks. So who would have thought? So it's not our best option to use instead of alcohol. So instead, there are some other great options. Tammy, what do you always like to say?
Well, we always like to say go with a flavored seltzer, mix your alcohol with something seltzer is great because it's calorie free, it's flavored, and it goes a long way. So the calorie free is amazing, and something that's flavored, it's refreshing. If you have a cold, it's bubbly. So that's one of our favorites.
Or you could do the plain seltzer and just put a splash of something,
lemon,
splash of
lime.
lemon, even a little bit of cranberry juice, a little splash of something to give it a flavor, to make it festive and fun for you. And now there's even drinks out on the market that are very low in calories, that are very fun and festive to drink. So you can try those as well.
Yeah, and just be aware with the alcohol, as Lisa said, the diet sodas. Years ago, we used to recommend if our clients wanted to have the diet soda in between, we'd say sure. But now that we know this research about the gut microbiome and diet soda, it's not a good idea. The other interesting thing just to keep in mind about alcohol is that it also disrupts the gut microbiome. So our gut microbiome is the key to our health. It is the key to
our weight
brain
loss.
health, our weight loss as well, but our brain health, keeping our immunity high, every aspect of our health. But as Lisa mentioned, weight loss, because when your gut microbiome is thrown off and you have more bad bacteria in there than you should, then that's when, unfortunately, things get a little bit out of hand with the gut microbiome, and it favors weight gain instead of weight loss.
Which may be one of the main reasons that these drinks are causing weight gain around the belly. But there is some reason to celebrate. I see this Frank's 50th birthday.
Yay, Frank! Happy birthday! Oh, so you are
Happy
definitely
birthday.
having some cocktails when you're in Florida.
So we're going to make sure you can do them without gaining any weight. So you've got 2 great tips. Here's another tip, and it's so often overlooked, but you ready? Choose the light alcohol and the low carb beer over regular beer. And it seems like, of course, but you'd be so surprised. So many people say to us, I don't do that because does that really even make a difference? And we can assure you it makes a huge difference. In fact, it's the difference of about 56 calories to 158 calories in a 12-ounce glass of alcohol. That's a lot. That's a third to a half of the calories that you can be cutting back. And if you're drinking several alcoholic beverages through the course of the night and you're having several of the better beer choices, you'll save hundreds of calories. And over months, you will save a lot. And we can guarantee you, we've seen this happen with our clients who've lost a lot of weight just switching to light and low carb beer.
And the interesting thing too, the reason the low carb beer is a good option, or like a spritzer even, it's because if you think of the alternative, some of these fruity cocktails and these mixed drinks can be 300 to 600 calories. So when you're cutting back to, say, 90 calorie light beer, that's significant, especially if you're having more than one drink.
For sure, makes a huge difference. And you want to know another great secret? And this secret is one, it goes right in every single situation. And we say always start by having protein and veggies before drinking. But that protein and veggie rule goes for anything in life. It is definitely the game changer with weight loss and everything else. And when it comes to alcohol, here's what those veggies and protein do for you. So first, those veggies and protein, it's that fiber, they stabilize your blood sugar, they take the edge off hunger, and they satiate you. And this helps to counteract what alcohol does, which makes you hungrier and thirstier and care less about what you're eating when you're around all of this good food. So it's going to help you to already consume less by having the protein and veggies.
And the other great thing about the vegetables, we were just talking about the microbiome and how important it is for the gut microbiome to have enough good bacteria and should crowd out the bad bacteria if you want to be able to lose weight, because it's super important. The great thing about the vegetables, that plant fiber is so good for your microbiome. So we always say the more types of vegetables, the better, because every plant actually has its own microbiome like we do. And the more types of plant fiber you can get into your body, the better it is for the microbiome, the better it is for weight loss. So just a side point. So the vegetables and the tea and the protein, well, we didn't say the tea, but the vegetables and the protein before drinking are a game changer.
And you want to know something else that's so beautiful about this tip? This comes around and gets you and has your back later in the night. And so what happens is many times you've probably realized if you have alcohol, you wake up in the middle of the night, you're like, why am I waking up always and not sleeping well when I drink alcohol? Well, it's actually the low blood sugar, because alcohol causes blood sugar swings. And so during the night, we get low blood sugar, and that wakes us up. So that protein and fiber, it helps you, or the protein and vegetables that you have before the alcohol helps to stabilize your blood sugar. This means you have a better night's sleep. A better night's sleep means less cravings during the day. It means you're not overeating during the day. It means you can get up and work out. And this all is such good news for your skinny waistline.
So that's a great tip there with the vegetables and the microbiome. So
ready? So go on. So now you have 4 great tips. Are you ready to share the next?
Number 5, have your alcohol as a dessert and not as an appetizer. And here's why. That when you have your alcohol first, it lowers inhibitions and it makes you hungrier and thirstier. So the problem is then you're more likely to overindulge in everything else, and you're less likely to care about what you're eating, and it just winds up backfiring. You wind up feeling worse the next day, and you get drunk sooner. So it all comes down to having the dessert.
Yes, and when you have alcohol as a dessert, there's also fewer hours ahead of you for the night, so less hours to do more damage. Plus, like we said, your blood sugar is already stable. So not only is it making you stay more satiated, but remember, later in the night, it's counteracting that low blood sugar from the alcohol that makes you wake up and then the next day have had a lousy night's sleep, and mess up your metabolism, get cravings. You're fighting it all. All right, you ready? Next tip, go for Prosecco. Prosecco was so fun anyway. Why would you not want to? But if you think about it, it's true.
It is fun. It is fun.
Festive and bubbly and fun. So instead of having another drink like wine, when you have Prosecco is about 90 calories per 5-ounce glass, whereas your standard wine is about 125 calories. And while this isn't a huge difference, it's just enough to make a big difference when it comes to your waistline, especially over time. And especially if you're choosing Prosecco over a mixed drink or something like that.
Remember those 300 to 600 calorie drinks that we mentioned, those can really add up. Those other drinks. They are fun, but
they are so much fun. But yes, moderation is the key, and go for Prosecco. That's a good alternative.
Okay, next strategy. Stick to a standard wine glass. And here's why. We've seen some of the wine glasses, you go to a bar, you're at your house, and the wine glasses are not those standard 5-ounce glasses. They're 10 ounces, they're 15 ounces. We had one client who was coming to us, and she would go to the same bar all the time. The bartender liked her, and he was filling up. They had these like really pretty big glasses, and he was filling up her glass and filling it up, and she was trying to lose weight. And she said, we were talking about how much wine she was drinking. She's like, he's giving me free drinks. So I was having about 4 drinks, and we found out when she actually went and measured it, she was having about 12 ounces of. She was really drinking.
So each drink of wine should be 5 ounces. Instead, she was getting 10 ounces. So that is double the calories, double the alcohol, double the bad news for your waistline. I mean, I think that maybe the bartender got lucky with her.
I mean, I'm sure.
But just to show you, I want to show you who's greedy here. Do you see these cups? These are our cheersing cups. Do you see Tammy's? I don't know if you can see it. It's bigger than mine. And if we both filled ours up and she kept filling hers with alcohol, she'd say, why am I so drunk? Why is it causing weight gain for me? And it's because the greedy cup size. And there you have it. The greedy cup size.
The greedy cup size is always to blame.
Yes. So there you have a bunch of great strategies for drinking alcohol and keeping weight off and meeting your goals. And people always ask us, well, can you give us an example of how it's worked for your clients? And so I thought I'd give you a fun example of our client, Rachel. So Rachel came to us, she was 48 years old, and she said that every year since she's 30, she had literally gained 1 pound a year. So she was 18 pounds over her ideal weight. And she said it crept up slowly, but it kept happening. She said she came to us because she knows that we like to make sure that everyone is indulging in the foods that they love, because that's how you get sustainable weight loss. And she said, but the thing is, she loves alcohol, and she'd always choose it over something like chocolate. And she said, but anytime she'd even have a little bit of alcohol in moderation, it caused weight gain for her. And she couldn't figure out what the heck was happening, but it was happening. So we did what we do with all of our clients. We started by looking at her diet, her lifestyle, her labs, everything. And we made some tweaks there and got her body functioning better and her metabolism working better. And we made some dietary changes that just gave her a little extra leeway with some calories. And when it came to the alcohol, what worked best in her lifestyle was that protein and veggie beforehand, and and the every other rule, which works like magic for so many people. And she started doing that, and literally within 6 months, she lost the 18 pounds that she had been holding on to over the last 18 years. And we're still in touch with her monthly, and she's able to keep it off. And what she says is that she's still really it's so important for her to use a protein and veggie trick and the alternating of the beverages. And what she uses for alternating her beverage is usually a seltzer with lemon or lime, and she said it feels like a treat, but if she's at a place and they have seltzer and a splash of pineapple, that's her absolute favorite. And then she really is, it's much easier for her to use the every other, and she's really good about just using a splash of the juice, not much. So if you're curious about working with us like Rachel was, we're going to put a link in the comments right below Frank's happy birthday. He's enjoying a drink rather than more alcohol. Yes, for his birthday. We're going to put a link in the comments. You fill out that form. Happy birthday to Frank.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you use these tips because they will change your life when it comes to alcohol and weight loss. So enjoy, and thanks for joining us.
Bye. Have a good night.
Have a